Tired of your car's boring interior? Let's make one change in under 5 minutes to completely transform the look of your car. Let me show you how. Step 1, we are going to be removing the airbag, which means safety first. Go ahead and disconnect both the positive and negative terminals on the battery. Next, we've got to remove that pesky cover that holds the airbag in place. Now, these clips can be a little bit tough to get to, so you're going to see me use a borescope here, and I'll actually zoom in on a second because one of them did not want to release. This will show you exactly what we're trying to do, and that thing pops right off.
Bingo.
Now that you can remove the airbag, it's time to disconnect the electrical connections. In most cases, this is going to be 2 yellow connectors plus a ground. Carefully remove all 3. Next, go ahead and grab yourself a drill. In this case, I needed a 21mm socket to undo the nut, and then just yank that steering wheel towards you. Now be careful, don't rip the wires out in the process. Patience is your friend here. I know it's tempting to just grab these 2 plastic pieces and try to tear them apart, but trust me, that is not the way. In fact, you can almost remove the top piece entirely, but first you have to remove the bottom, which requires the removal of 2 T20 screws and the lock cylinder. The entire lock cylinder has to come out before you can remove the bottom. With the bottom removed, there's access to the last remaining bolt. You'll need an E6 socket for this. I consider this next part optional, but I didn't want any wires sticking through the hole near my new steering wheel. So I opted to disconnect the electrical connections and tape them off where they came through the steering wheel to ensure an extremely clean look. When you're all done, zip tie it back in place. With our wiring issues solved, it's time to reinstall the plastic trim pieces. The top goes in first, followed by the bottom, and finally the lock cylinder. Take your time, don't break anything, and tighten up those tiny little screws using a combination of E6 and T20 Torx bits. I found this pesky plastic piece interfered with my hub, so I grabbed my Dremel and trimmed off about 1/8 of an inch. This is extremely important. Make sure your new hub is aligned with the mark on your steering shaft. Once everything is aligned, tighten down the nut and torque it to the proper torque specifications, in my case 37 foot-pounds. Now for the fun part. Go ahead and grab your new steering wheel. Sometimes a little bit of disassembly is required before assembly. In my case, we are going to be mounting my new steering wheel to an NRG quick release. Go ahead and loosely tighten everything up. We're going to torque it on the car, but let's pop it in place and see how it looks. Don't get too excited and forget to torque those steering wheel bolts. In this case, I grabbed an inch-pound torque wrench and went to about 60 inch-pounds in a star pattern. Let's verify those turn signals still work. I'd like to point out there are different styles of hubs. I opted for a race hub because it's smaller and lighter. There are also larger style hubs that will place the wheel closer to you and allow you to retain horn functionality. Since this is a drift/race car, I'm not too worried about that. Moving on to the shifter, my wife wanted a very specific type of shifter. The problem is most of these are made for a JDM market, and as such, all the threads are metric. So you will see me here drilling out the bushing and installing a helicoil so I can convert to a 3/8 16 thread. This will allow it to screw into my Cadillac and use the stock jam nut without any issues. Once everything is tightened down and the jam nut snug, installation is 100% complete. Now I'm curious. Let me know in the comments what you think about this installation. Is this something you would do on your Cadillac? Did I completely ruin it? Would you have stuck with the stock steering wheel? I certainly don't think so, but I want to hear from you. Additionally, if you need to know about what specific tools to use or you have more questions on the individual steps, hit me up in the comments. I am glad to help. And as always, there will be plenty more Cadillac CTS-V content on the channel.